What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Sunday. Y'all know what that means. That means we're gonna have us a good old time tonight. I am your host, Emmanuel Eman Noisette, and I want to thank each and every one of y'all for hanging out with your boy tonight. We have got some updates from New York Comic Con on Marvel. We're going to watch. Oh, we got some updates on the Gambit movie, what could have been. And we also are going to react to the Wonder Man trailer as well. So we got a mild show today. I wouldn't say it's nothing too explosive or anything like that. But as always, we're going to have a good old time. And I will do my best to make sure I don't keep y'all too long. I know the game is on. Okay. I know the NFL is on right now. You know, I already got it recording right now. So I'm gonna go watch it right after this. But I'm gonna try and get y'all in and out, you know, so y'all can go start y'all fun day Monday, unless you got Monday off, which lucky you, because I do not. I do not have Monday off. I got to go back to the 9 to 5, but you know, it is what it is. All right, guys, let's see who has made it out today. We got Paulette. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you, my man Dexter Reason. Thank you so much. King Chad coming through. What is going on? D Nice. Appreciate you coming through. Come on through, Ms. Harper. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Rachel, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Breezy, I appreciate you. Good to see you. Let's see. Oh man, I need, I need, I need some sort of nickname or something. You got to help me with this. I'm gonna call you D because I'm not about to butcher that name. I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm gonna call you D, but I'm gonna need something smaller, shorter that my small brain can comprehend. Please, I need y'all to know this, I'm not the smartest man, but thank you, brother, for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see, Tracy coming through. Appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much. My man Nelson V is here. Good to see you. Sam K, how you doing? Corey, what is up? Trees, appreciate you always coming through. Let's see, my man Lou is here. Good to see you. Amanda, appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much. My man Stamina MC, always pleasure. Let's see, Christy, thank you so much. Let's see, who else did I see? My man Raymond, good to see you. Sim, how you doing? Good to see you. Who else? Let's go. There we go. Formerly known as Bost. Thank you so much. Animals, they are cute. Well, some animals. I ain't gonna say all of them. There are some scary animals. Okay, there are some scary animals out there. But what is going on? My man Eugene is here too. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate you being here. Callow, I see you. Kristen, what is up? Jesus, good to see you. Just Zia, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Mo Jet, hello. Woodbridge, good to see you. Who else did I see? And Kia, good to see you. Chill Spot, how you doing? Ike, good to see you. Johnny, what is up? And shout out to everyone that has made it out. Guys, I really appreciate y'all taking the time tonight. I know we on some unconventional times, you know, but we will get back on schedule sooner or later. Let's see. JN, what you got? Shout out to the indigenous. Yes, happy the Cowboys took that L. Welp. I mean, it is what it is. You know, how about them Cowboys? But listen, I gotta be cool. My Bears are going tomorrow. So hopefully, you know, that's gonna be a good matchup. Bears, Washington. Like, can't wait. I'm gonna be locked in. Okay, I'm gonna be locked in for that game. But all right, let us go ahead. And we are going to, what do we have? Let's get some. Let us get the bad news out the way first. We lost one here, and unfortunately, it is Diane Keaton. I don't know about y'all, but like, I have seen Diane in so many things for so long. I feel like I just kind of took her for granted. And what a phenomenal actress. Really talented. She has reportedly passed away at the age of 79. And if you recall, maybe you've seen her in Reds, Something's Gotta Give, Marvin's Room, The Godfather, Father of the Bride, and Baby Broom. And she's been in just so many films. I know for me personally, Father of the Bride is where I knew her the best, right? That's where I really started to pay attention and really, you know, take notice of her in the Father of the Bride movies. But man, 79. I haven't heard of any reason, any foul play or anything like that. I think it was of natural causes. But condolences to her friends, family, and fans. If there's any movies or shows or anything that you guys remember her from or that enjoy, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But rest in peace, Diane Keaton. All right. Let's move on. Let's get some quick updates. Let's do some quick updates and just go over a couple of things going on in the movie TV world to kind of get you guys all caught up. So for those of y'all that have been fans of Dexter, guess what? Dexter Resurrection has been renewed for season 2 at Paramount Plus. And I have to say, I'm a little surprised by this because I kind of thought Dexter was going downhill. Like, they just canceled the Young Dexter prequel series or whatever. And there was another series that was supposed to come out with John Lithgow, who was going to be who's the Trinity killer. And Dexter, by the way, one of the best performances that man has made, one of the best seasons of Dexter with the Trinity killer. But they were going to do a spinoff and they canceled that. So hey, you know what? They are still going to go through with Dexter Resurrection. Now I haven't watched this. Does anyone know that for those of you guys that have been watching Resurrection, does Dokes come back in any way? Because I'm kind of mad. Like, I don't want to spoil it for people, but I'm saying when they got rid of Dokes on the show, I got a little upset because that buildup was so good for so long. Like, whether it's a flashback, whether he's haunting him in his head, I just want to make sure that Dokes is coming back. Does he come back? Okay. I see yes. If Dokes comes back in some way, I'm fine with it because I want this man to continue eating the way he's been eating and poking at Dexter for years. So good. If he comes back, I'm happy about that. Now, for my anime fans out there, we do have some news about One Punch Man. One Punch Man season 3 will premiere on October 12th on Hulu in the US. And I have to tell you, I don't care. I want to care because I loved the first season of One Punch Man. I liked it a whole lot. I enjoyed it. It was funny. It had some nice buildup. Obviously, it's a whole parody of, for those of you that haven't watched One Punch Man or don't know about it, basically this dude, what's his name, Saitama or whatever, he's living in a world where there are superheroes and stuff, and for whatever reason, this man is indestructible. This man is so strong that he just defeats all his enemies with one punch. And the thing is, he don't even try to punch him. Like, if he tries to punch, it's going to be a problem. So I love the fact that they made this a parody, but they lost me in season 2. Season 2 is where they started to lose me because I swear it started to stop being about the actual main character. I don't even know or care about this dude. Why is he even in the picture? You're not a man with that punches one time. Like, what are we doing? Now, I have not read the mangas, so I don't know if this is going somewhere good or not. But I mean, y'all took forever to get this going, and y'all sidetracked. Y'all almost did a whole Boba Fett situation with the main character, and it's not even like this dude was worth it. Why is he in the second? Why is he in this? Anyway, if you're a fan of this, at least now you know October 12th, they will be coming out with the next one. So I guess you can be excited with that. Moving on, we have MCU slight update, maybe, kind of. Morbius. Y'all remember Morbius, I'm sure, unfortunately. But somebody's stepping up to the plate that wants to play and replace Jared Leto. And it is David Dasmalchian. I hope I said that right. He says that he wants to play Morbius in the MCU. Now, if you guys recall, he was already in Ant-Man. He was one of the, crew guys or one of the friends for Scott Lang. And I will say that he is actually a really talented actor. Really, really talented actor. What was that movie he did? I think it was like Late Night with the Devil or something like that. Really good. Really, really good movie. If you're into the horror stuff. I'm actually okay with this. I'm actually okay with this. Like, I know he's about to play M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie. I don't know how that's gonna go, but I think I'd be okay with him being Morbius. I think I'd be okay with this. So, you know what? If he wants to play the role, I'm with that. I'm not opposed to it. Listen, anything is probably going to be better than whatever Jared Leto did. Whatever Jared Leto did, this is probably going to be an upgrade. So, if the man wants to play the role, I support it. I support it. Next up we have this was remember there's an Ocean's 11 movie prequel that's coming out, and this was going to take place, I want to say, in the 60s or something like that. It's supposed to be basically when George Clooney's character is a kid and they deal with his parents and stuff like that. So, excuse me. Now, it was supposed to have Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, but now Bradley Cooper is in talks to star in the prequel movie alongside Margot Robbie. And you know what? I think this is the upgrade. I know some people out there love them some Ryan Gosling. I still don't understand why. But this is an upgrade. Bradley Cooper is one of those great, fantastic, underrated actors. And the fact that he's going to come into this role, man, listen, I support this. I am down for this. I love this. I like almost everything this man has been in. He has, like, whether it's a Hangover, can definitely make you laugh. Whether it's A Star Is Born, can make you cry. Like, this, I feel like, can be a fantastic movie now. I wasn't really feeling it with Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, but Bradley Cooper and Margot, I feel like this could be something. I feel like it. So I like this upgrade, in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see how it pans out. But you guys let me know. Oh, can we get to some good news? Can we get to some good news? Now, y'all know, when it comes to Star Wars is messy, right? First, you have the whole issue of, like, obviously being a childhood favorite for a lot of people, but at the same time, you still got a certain segment of the fan base that is very, very problematic. Okay. And by problematic, I mean they be racist, they be misogynist, they be the ugly, dark side of the internet. Don't nobody want to acknowledge, but they be way too loud with a lot of their stuff, right? And because of that history, they have left a long line of minority actors specifically traumatized or hurt or whatever because of all that negativity. So one of those people was Ahmad Best. Ahmad Best, if you recall, he was the guy that actually played Jar Jar Binks. Now, of course, many people don't like Jar Jar Binks. That's fine, right? But the problem is the fact that they started coming from a man specifically. Not okay. Not cool, right? And for a long time, he felt very ostracized. He was going through therapy. Like, it was a bad deal for him. And then it wasn't until, I want to say it was in Mandalorian, if I'm not mistaken, he got a little redemption, right? He got some redemption. They brought him back as, the Jedi Master who was actually protecting the Jedi the younglings and youngins and stuff. And it was a great, great situation, right? So I love the fact that that we had that moment, and now it seems as though we got a little bit more good news for Ahmad Best. Because right now it says he will be co-writing his own Jar Jar Binks one-shot comic. The issue will include Ahmad's 2 Star Wars characters, Jar Jar Binks and Kelleran Beck, teaming up. I absolutely love this. I love this. I like everything and anything good to happen for this brother. Now, does this mean I'm going to pick this up? Probably not. Right? I'm not a Jar Jar Binks fan, but I like this for him. I like this for him to have an ability to continue his character, to have that moment, to uplift him in some way, and we'll see what happens with that. But whatever. I'm just happy that he's got something and he's winning. But y'all let me know. Maybe y'all don't care. Maybe y'all don't care. I don't know. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy. Moving on. Oh, we got a little Jesus. We got a little Jesus update for The Passion of the Christ. As you know, Mel Gibson is still directing the sequel for this. And he had the same guy. What's his name? Jim Caviezel. I can't say it. I'm sorry. Jim. He got Jim. And here's the problem. Jim played the character of Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. When did The Passion come out? When was that? Was that 20 something? Passion of the Christ. When was this? This movie done came out 2004. 2004. That's like Caviezel. Thank you. See, I can always count on stamina to help me with the pronunciation. Thank you. So Jim, I'm still gonna call him Jim. 2004 played a 33-year-old Jesus who died on the cross. 20-something plus years later, Mel Gibson said, you know what? I'm still going to bring Jim back. Jim don't look like no 33-year-old no more. Just saying. Time has passed. Okay? Time has passed. He will no longer return as Jesus in the Passion of the Christ sequels. They are currently looking for someone to fill the role. So, first of all, I already said I personally did not need Jim to come back because I'm like, why don't you just get a brown-skinned Jesus that actually looks like the Jesus from the Bible, right? Hair of wool, feet as bronze. Like, that's not a white passing man. Just go get you a brown brother. Get you a brown Middle Eastern guy that can act, and you got a Jesus right there. That's all. So I actually am very okay with the fact that they are not doing this. However, I have a small inkling that Mel Gibson is just going to double down on that. I feel like Mel Gibson's going to be like, hey, as long as you are, I don't know, 10% Israeli, but you got some blue eyes, you can come on in and play Jesus. Like, I got the feeling. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he got Ryan Gosling. I would not be shocked at all. Watch Ryan Gosling. Nah, y'all know how they be constantly trying to troll people, talking about Ryan Gosling's gonna be the next Black Panther. No, the real troll is Ryan Gosling finna be the next Jesus. How about that? How about that? Woo, man. Y'all know Mel ain't finna do nothing. Mel can't even conceive of a brown-skinned man dying for his sins. Come on now. Come on. I'm just saying. Anyway, you know what? And I'd actually take this. There'd be one exception I would take. I'd take the brother from The Chosen. The guy from The Chosen, I forget his name. He's still a little white passing, but he's playing the mess out of that role in The Chosen. I love The Chosen. The Chosen TV show is one of my favorite faith-based TV shows. I am so here for that if they want to do that, but I'm guessing they don't want to cross over into that universe. I'm guessing they don't want to do that. But yes, Mel, I know you're not going to do it, but man, recast Jesus. Brown skin Jesus is very okay. Okay. Like if there was ever, oh my God, if there was ever a time in this world, in today's society, where we need to see a brown skin Jesus, it would be today. It would be in this movie. Jonathan, thank you. Thank you. Yes. He's such a fantastic actor. My man, listen, he does a great job. But man, if only we could get a brown skin Jesus, I would love it. I would love it. And I'd also, just being honest, I'd love to see the people that would get uptight about it. I would love to see that. I want to see all of my fellow Christian brothers and sisters who would be so mad that Jesus ain't blonde haired and blue eyed. I want to see the tears. I want to see the outrage. I want to see all of it. Did you say Pedro Pascal? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That is funny. All right, let's go. I'm sorry, I spent too much time on this. Let's move on. Oh, The Rock. Let's talk about The Rock. I will be honest, I have not seen The Smashing Machine yet. I will be very honest. I had multiple opportunities to go watch The Smashing Machine, and I just did not feel it. Like, something in my critic heart was like, the screening might be free, but do you really want to drive 45 minutes downtown? Do you really want to go pay $17 for parking just to see this movie? And something in my soul just said, nah. I'll wait for it to hit streaming. You know, sometimes when you be in this industry, you just be getting this second sense, this sixth sense. It's the sixth critic sense. I'm gonna call it that. But you just be like, something tell me this ain't it, right? Now, apparently, and I didn't know this movie ain't do too hot. Not in the box office. And not only that, this was the lowest grossing opening weekend of The Rock's career. Now, keep in mind, The Rock has been one of the few remaining movie stars out there. And this ain't it. And let me tell you something. I get the feeling iTunes ain't finna save this neither. I don't think it will. But The Rock has actually responded to this. He actually responded, and it said he speaks out on The Smashing Machine being the lowest grossing opening weekend of his career. He says, in our storytelling world, you can't control the box office results, but what I realized you can control is your performance, your commitment to disappear and go elsewhere. I respect that. I respect the fact that The Rock has gone outside of his comfort zone to go and play a role that is not necessarily a box office favorite smash hit type of thing. He went with it's more art house direction. You're doing an A24 softy movie. Like, I get that, right? And he wants to focus more so on his acting ability. And I fully support that, because that's not always going to come with the same level of returns that you're used to. Because usually when you do movies like this, if you're not going, you have two aims, right? There are two goals usually with movies. One, you're trying to get that box office money and just get that payday. Hey, if that's what you want to do, respect the hustle, do your thing. And he's been very good at that. The other side is, I want to make some art that might actually get some attention in the award circuit. A lot of award movies don't actually get a whole lot of attention, but they can get attention in the awards space. You know, they might not make a lot of money in the box office, but they'll get that awards attention. I don't know if this is going to do either one. I don't know. You know, I don't know, but I still respect the hustle. I still respect the fact that, you know, and here's the other thing. Because we talked about this before. We talked about this a week or two ago. You know, Rock decided that he wanted to be the Chicken Man, or he wanted to be in the Chicken Man, or the whatever, the Chicken Lizard, whatever book that he's doing. And that supposedly was going to explain why he's losing so much weight. Now, I will just say that speaking to some of my colleagues, the speculation out there ain't like, nah, you ain't trying to lose that weight because of that. You trying to lose that weight because as you get older, it gets really hard to maintain that huge physique that you have grown to have over the years. Now, I'm not going to say whether you've been doing anything outside of exercising to maintain that, but over the years, as you get past 50 or whatever, maybe it is a good idea to slim down, right? And use the movie as an excuse. That's fine. Whatever. Because to me, I'm sitting there thinking, like, wait a minute. Why would you give up all that muscle that took all them years and all that hard work and dedication to get just to play the Chicken Man? Nah, bro. Nah, not adding up. Just say you tired. Say you don't feel like working out no more. Say that you old. And it's cool. It's cool. I totally understand that. That is okay. Right? Hey, man, I'm tired. Listen, we've seen that with a lot of other pro bodybuilders in the past. A lot of them would just be like, listen, man, I'm, you know, I ain't competing no more. It's time for me to chill out. We also see what happens to other people that want to try and maintain. They can barely walk. They just be, they face be stiff. Everything don't even work right. Anyway, let's move on. We got Stranger Things update. So, of course, it took 20 years for this Stranger Things finale to hurry up and get going. But we got some news here. All episodes in the final season of Stranger Things is going to be over 1 hour long. It took $50 to $60 million per episode. And you're talking about 90 to 120 minutes each. It better. I'm saying, like, first of all, y'all might as well show all of these kids fully grown up. Like, did I not see something like Millie Bobby Brown? Ain't she getting married? And I want to say, ain't she having a kid or something? Like, how's she gonna play 11? What was 11 back then in the last season? Like, she was like 16, 17. It don't work like that no more. Come on now. Come on. I don't even know how y'all filmed this last season. And I'm mad because I really forgot so much. I feel like I need to kind of go back. Oh, she adopted a kid. Okay, thank you. I feel like I got to go back and rewatch from season 1 because I don't remember very much at all. And I don't think a recap is going to be enough. I need to go back. I need to watch so that way going into this final season, it'll actually make a little bit more sense. But anyway, whew, man, it's about time that this thing is, you know, making some strides because my goodness, like I need y'all to just go ahead and end it. Just go ahead and end it. It's been a great run. But let's finish this. Actually, speaking of a great run, let's talk about Invincible as well. So I know people have been asking. Listen, season 4 releases March 2026. So we got about 4-5 months, something like that, 6 months. Listen, it's coming, and I'm glad. Because the last season, the way they ended that last season, whoo, that was hot. That was real hot. I enjoyed it a whole lot. And I like this because Robert Kirkman, the creator, I'm glad that he commented on this, and it feels like he's aware. Feels like he is. Because he says here, Invincible Season 4 is bigger and scarier and more intense. He says, we've got to top that conquest fight somehow. So get ready for Season 4. He said this at New York Comic Con. First and foremost, I absolutely love that the creator understands the assignment. I absolutely love that he knows the expectation bar is here and he needs to go with it up here. Okay. So I am here for it. That last fight was insane in season 3. Like, I was glued to my TV. I was sitting here like, oh my gosh, everybody's about to die. This Conquest dude is a problem. And we already know there's probably some more Viltrumites out there that are bigger, badder, worse. I have intentionally not read the comics. I don't want to know anything. I want to let the show cook and do what it does. But I am here for all of this. So this gives me a lot of great hope and a lot of great anticipation that this is going to be fantastic. All right. Last but not least, let's talk about y'all movie. I know a lot of you guys have been anxious about the updates with this, so of course I had to make sure I had this in here for you guys. Fast 11 has been up in the air. Okay, Vin Diesel be saying a whole bunch of stuff. The studios be saying a whole bunch of stuff, but apparently, we still don't know. We still don't know what's gonna happen. The Universal execs are not sure that they'll make the final Fast and Furious movie unless there's about $50 million in budget cuts. Despite what Vin Diesel has claimed, there's no approved script, no release date, and most of the cast don't have deals to return. Yikes. So Vin Diesel out here talking all that talk. Hey, we got this. We got the script. Hey, we got this. No, the exec said cap. They said cap. Sir, you don't have nothing that we approved. You got a script on a napkin somewhere. That is not what we about to run with. And guess what? I totally agree with the execs because there was no reason why those Fast and Furious movies should have been getting more expensive when they were not earning the same amount of money that they used to in the past. And let's also not forget, as I've said this many times, the world has changed. Audience has changed. Movie theaters have changed. Streaming service has changed. Everything has changed, right? We are living in a new world right now when it comes to the entertainment space. You can't sit here and say, I want a movie for $300 million because I need to pay this guy $30 million and that girl $30 million and that one $20. Sorry, Vin. It ain't working like that no more. You listen, you really want a CGI Brian? You better get you a picture. You better just get a picture in a frame and be like, family. You cannot afford to bring Brian's brother and CGI with Paul Walker's brother. They don't want that. It's too much. It costs too much. Okay. You can't have the full family reunion. It's not going to work. Listen, you can't go back. You can't do no time travel neither. Matter of fact, you might only need one car. There ain't going to be no 50 cars. Y'all not traveling to Italy and then to Greece and then going to Europe and Sudan. No. Y'all going to sit y'all butts right there in LA. Y'all going to shoot locally. Okay. Maybe Ludacris might have a speaking role. Tyrese is going to ejectocito somewhere else. He might not be in this movie. And y'all might have just enough for a cookout at the very end of the movie. That's what's going to be Fast 11. Y'all not going to have nothing else. Give it up. The dream is over. Okay? It's not gonna happen. Y'all gonna have to get back to the race. Get back to the race. Just do that. Because my goodness, these execs was like, nah, not on our watch. No, sir. Unless you're gonna put that money in yourself, not us. No. Thanks, but no thanks. Anyway, y'all let me know how you feel about all them updates. Are y'all sad that Fast 11 may not happen? It may not. I know some people, somebody out there is hurt. And it's probably Vin Diesel, but sorry, but not sorry. Anyway, y'all let me know what you feel in the comments down below. Cheshire Cat, why they changed the schedule of the MK of the movie Mortal Kombat 2. So we actually talked about this a little while ago. So the reason why they changed the schedule was because, according to the producer, basically the original time was too crowded. It was too many movies. It just wasn't the best time. So the new date that they have, there's less competition. And I want to say it's like during the summer, or it's around the time where more people will be able to watch it. So they are doing it more so for strategic reasons, to make more money. That's just to put it as simple as that. They believe putting it off to that later date equals making more money for the film. So nothing too complicated with that at all. All right, let's move on. We got an Oceans update. So this was, as I told y'all before, we do have an Oceans prequel coming. However, we also got an update from George Clooney about another Oceans movie, just like a whole nother one. So this is completely separate. And he goes on to sit here and say, we just got the budget approved at Warner Brothers, and we're trying to set up. It's just scheduling, so it's just setting a start date for us, probably starting about 9 to 10 months shooting. So it looks like what is this, Ocean's 14? I want to say it looks like they're actually moving forward with this, and we're going to get another one. As for who's coming back, he says, yeah, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Don Cheadle, Julia Roberts. I had dinner last night with Julia. They're all still really dear friends, and so the chance to work together would be fun. Shout out and rest in peace to Bernie Mac. He was a very vital part in the movies. Definitely great comic relief in the film. It is a shame that he's not around still. I would love to see him still join these films. Now it does say here, whatever Ocean's 14 turns out to be, this is again separate from the previously reported prequel that's expected to have Margot Robbie, no longer Ryan Gosling, but now Bradley Cooper. And so we got another one here. Now, I have to be honest. I loved the Oceans movies when they came out. I thought that they were fun, thought they were enjoyable. The cast was always good. And I love a good heist movie. Heist movies to me are one of the easiest things to just be entertaining for a film. I do wonder, y'all still got it? I mean, I know Brad Pitt still got it, right? George Clooney, maybe, Julia, maybe, Don Cheadle, I'm always here for the brother. I feel like I will watch this just because it's a heist movie, but I don't know if I'm going to watch it just because it's an Ocean's 14. Like, I need a good trailer. How about that? I need a very good trailer, and then I think that'll get me a little bit more excited for this. Because right now I'm like, I'm here for it, but give me something else. Give me a good trailer. Anyway, y'all let me know. How do you feel about an Ocean's 14 movie? Is this something you're looking forward to? Is this something that you're excited for? Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, here's a goodie that we can talk about. if we're talking about a classic, we got to talk about Heat. Now, Heat, directed by Michael Mann. When did this come out? This came out in like 95. This movie was amazing. Now, it has been a long time since I've rewatched Heat, and I do need to. I'm more than positive. Like once the movie gets into production, I will rewatch it right before the sequel comes out. But I mean, this right here was absolutely phenomenal. And at the time, to have Pacino and De Niro, whoo, this was like Batman and Superman coming together for the first time. Like this was an amazing film that these guys put together. Definitely a classic. With one of those classic, amazing shootout scenes. Yes, thank you for that, Andrew. Yes, great shootout scene. So of course, there's always been talk of Michael Mann coming back and doing a sequel to it. I want to say there was a book or something like that written, and then there was talks of a prequel. So we do have some updates here about what we can expect for Heat 2 because there's been, I mean, it's been announced for a minute, but there's also been a lot of delays. So now we could talk about why these delays were actually happening. But it says here that MGM, owned by Amazon, they are in talks to pick up the project Heat 2 from WB after WB let the movie be shot in August when it was unable to agree with Michael Mann on a budget. So this was going to come from WB, but WB was like, and we know WB, they not playing with their money. We seen them do a whole bunch of write-offs and Batgirl and all that other stuff. So if a movie's costing a little too much, they be like, nah, go ahead and shop that around somewhere else, right? But listen to this cast. You got Leonardo DiCaprio, Austin Butler, Adam Driver, and again, Bradley Cooper. Now, no offers have been made to the talent, and no deals have been signed. But oh my God, if you sit here and tell me Leo, Austin, Adam, and Bradley are all in this, that's a cast you just can't pass up. You cannot pass that cast up at all. So I'm here for that already. Now, for those of y'all that are not aware about Heat or what it's all about, Al Pacino, he was a hardened LA cop named Vincent, and he ignored his deteriorating personal life because he was obsessed with tracking down the career criminal Neil, who was played by Robert De Niro, and he wanted to pull off one last heist before retiring, right? Now, here's where I think some of the drama comes in. So acting as both as a prequel and as a sequel, the Heat 2 story is set in several timelines. One follows a younger Macaulay and his crew pulling off daring heists and living the high life. Another tells of what happened to Shirilis. That was Brad Pitt's character, I believe, or Val Kilmer. Sorry, Val Kilmer's character. The lovelorn thief, played by Kilmer in '95. In the aftermath of the first movie's climactic robbery and his multi-year quest to reunite with his girlfriend. One part of the book is set in South America in like this drug zone, and there's also an overarching bad guy, more brutal than anything seen in the first movie, a murderer and rapist named Otis Wardell. Yikes. Now, here's where we get into the production drama. The initial budget proposal came in at $230 million. And Michael Mann eventually brought it down to only $170 million. Warner Brothers, they was like, man, we'll make this for 135, maybe 140. What 230? What you talking about? Alternatively, it was willing to push the budget up to maybe 150 if Michael Mann would commit to not only Heat 2 but also a Heat 3. See, Now, I love reports like this because this is how you get to see inside the minds. Now, this is all alleged according to sources, but this is how you get to see into the minds of the studios. When we be seeing all these like sequels and all these reboots and stuff, this is what these contract negotiations. This is what it's all about. Michael Mann want to do this crazy movie with all this money and all that stuff. The studio's like, nah, but if you make a sequel on a sequel, now we talking. So I find these things fascinating as to how they come up with these deals. Now, it says one of the issues facing any studio that picked up the project is Michael Mann's reputation for blowing past his budgets. Hence, the desire by some companies to try and set strict guardrails. Another issue is the multi-decade time period and locations, which range from Chicago, Vegas, LA, and South America. Finally, you got this big old cast of characters and big time actors that Michael Mann wants. So you got the actors with a crazy, schedule, and they probably, cost a whole lot. And you're trying to go from all these different locations to shoot. That's more money. And you got a whole reputation for blowing that bag beyond what they already gave you. So, I understand, Michael Mann's desire here to make something epic again, right? Again, the first Heat movie was classic. It is a fantastic film. I don't know if this is worth $200+ million. Now, this is definitely better and more worthy than a Fast and the Furious, because if you got Leonardo DiCaprio, you're probably about to have a movie that's not only potentially going to do well in the box office, but you're also probably going to be considered for awards as well. Okay. So you hitting both quadrants right there. You hitting both targets right there. The box office and awards. Listen, you might have to spend a little money to make some money. Because the studios, they love them some awards. And they love them some box office returns too. So what? I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like, and here's the thing, Amazon, they got money for days. They don't care. So I understand WB, they didn't want to play with this because they already tight for money. I think Paramount was trying to buy them out and they rejected the bid or something. But Amazon, MGM, whatever. You saw they just bought James Bond just out of nowhere. So I could see them being like, man, what you want? Whatever you want, let's go. Let's ride. We gonna do this thing, and we gonna put this on Amazon Plus, on Prime Video or whatever, and people gonna watch. So I'm here for this. If they do this, I think that this is gonna be amazing. I think it's gonna be great just because of the cast. Michael Mann coming back, that's great, but I think the cast by itself is gonna be great. But you guys let me know, what do you think about a Heat sequel potentially making some moves? Do you think it's worth the cost? Do you think the studio should pivot a little bit? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Oh, Cheshire, what you got? I heard Harrison Ford may not play the role of Thunderbolt Ross. The perfect actor that can play that role is Jeff Bridges. So interesting. So yeah, I could totally see that being the case. I could see Harrison Ford not wanting to play Thunderbolt Ross anymore because Harrison's getting older, right? Like, he's getting older and he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to, right? Now, and I don't know how he felt about the motion capture playing Red Hulk, but I definitely could understand that by allowing Red Hulk to be a motion capture character, you might not need Harrison Ford. It's all CGI anyway. You could just get anybody else to play that. So I would say that and Jeff, I don't think he can play that role. As mentioned, he's already Obasiah Stane. And even if they do some multiverse stuff, to be honest, uh, Jeff Bridges is such a distinct, he has such a distinct voice and demeanor. I think it would be too much of a shift away from who Thunderbolt Ross is. I think if you want a character that might be able to do it, or an actor, I'd go with Stephen Lang. Stephen Lang, the guy that plays in Avatar. Um, what was that other that movie where he was the blind guy? Um, but yeah, I think Stephen Lang could do it if they needed one. And again, they might not need another. They might just get insert actor here, and then they just put whoever to do voiceover and play it. Like I don't think you need a name brand person to play that role, but we'll see. We'll see what they want to do. Or if Harrison does want to come back, you know, seems like he could come back, if he wanted to either way. All right. Let's go with the next update. And I want to say, was this at New York Comic Con as well? I don't know where this was. I think this was at this was at New York Comic Con. But let's talk about Alien real quick. Don't breathe. Thank you. Don't breathe, was it? But let's talk about Alien. Of course, we just got done watching Alien Earth, and with Alien Earth, of course, that opens up a whole lot of doors of like what they want to do with the movies, maybe another sequel or another season of the series. But one question has always been, since she's still around, what's up with Sigourney Weaver? Now, of course, Sigourney, who played Ripley, of course, she is a classic character from both the Alien, from most of the Alien movies, Alien 1, 2, 3, and I think she was in Resurrection as well. So the question's always been about like, yo, would you come back? Or what are you thinking? And she's kind of been like, if it's the right choice, maybe. She's been kind of waffly about it. But and I'll talk about this a little later. I definitely have some ideas if she were to come back. But I wanted to get her thoughts. So she was at New York Comic Con and she did comment on whether or not she would be returning. And this is what she said here. Walter Hill, who I believe was one of the producers of the first Ridley Scott 79 Alien film. She said, Walter Hill, excuse me. He's a very good friend of mine, and he wrote 50 pages of where Ripley would be now, and they are quite extraordinary. So I don't know if it's going to happen, but I have had meetings with Fox or Disney or whoever it is now. It's actually a little bit of both. She goes on to say, except for Neil Blomkamp, who he was supposed to do an Alien movie, but I think that never went through. She said, except for Neil, I've never felt the need to reprise the role of Ripley. I was always like, let her rest, let her recover. But what Walter has written is first of all, seems so true to me. It's very much about the society that would incarcerate someone who has tried to help mankind, but she's a problem to them, so she's tucked away. Now, if you recall, that was one of the issues with Ripley. They made clones of her later on, and they kind of froze her back and forth. So it was always this thing of like, yeah, we need you, but like not really. Like you don't do too much, right? So she's always had this on and off relationship with like society, I guess, and the aliens. She also goes on to say, I'm thinking about working with Walter to see what the rest of the story would be. It would not be running around air shafts. It would be a very different kind of alien with a really good script. Scary. And don't worry, Weaver noted that the alien does show up in Hill's pages too. So if she were to come back, if we were to get Ripley, it sounds like that there's a slightly different tone that they would go with. Of course, it would still have her coming back, as Ripley. More than likely, she would be a clone in this case, because that's kind of what they do in the future anyway. So here's what I wanted to throw out there. And obviously, there's a whole lot that they could do. Obviously, there's a whole story or whatever that this Hill guy, Walter Hill's like making up. I would love to see an alien movie where you take I think it was Ripley's daughter in Alien Isolation. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that. You take her daughter who was in cryosleep at the end of the Alien Isolation movie. You take old girl from Alien Romulus. You take Wendy, and you take a clone of Ripley. All of these characters, I think, should meet up at the very end of time somewhere. I don't know, 400 years in the future, whatever. They've been cryo sleeping all this time. In my mind, I would love to see them find a way. Maybe they're fighting the xenomorphs. Maybe one of them, like Wendy, is talking to the xenomorphs. Whatever. But I would love to see what happens if they find themselves on a planet that is entirely run by not just xenomorphs, but David from Covenant. I want to see them cross paths with David, and you got these 4 female protagonists, and most of them hate these xenomorphs. Wendy over here trying to talk to the xenomorphs, but then you also got David out here making xenomorphs. Listen, I feel like there's so much there. There's so much that can happen. Make this a battle royale. Make Wendy team up with David. Make the women team up together. Whatever. I think that this has potential. It can be their Avengers Endgame of Alien, if you really want to call it that. I'd be here for it. I would be here for it. So y'all let me know, what do you think about Sigourney Weaver potentially coming back to Alien? What do you think about my idea of just having all the females and all the synthetics come together, get to fighting? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. I wish I knew how to write a script. Listen, anybody that's a writer, you hit me up. I'm the idea guy. Okay. I'm the idea guy. I need a ghostwriter. I'll tell you what's good, what's bad. I'll tell you what's needed. And if somebody else do all the dialogue and the setup and all that stuff, my brain be too scattered for all that. So I can't write nothing. But somebody need an idea. Listen, I'll be a co-writer. I'll be a co-producer. We can make some money. Let me know. Let's see. Tracy, what you got? Heat became an epic movie well after its release. Only made $170 million globally, $60 million budget, but became a classic over time. Gotta play to win. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Right. I'm with that. Listen, cult classic. It is, but and that was 95. 95 has so many great movies that just flew under the radar, right? There were some movies that went straight to I was gonna say DVD. They went straight to VHS and they were still fire. It's fire, right? So yeah, I'm with you on. Thank you for that update. Appreciate you. All right. What do we got? Next, let's talk about uh-oh. Okay, there it is. Let's talk about Game of Thrones, right? Yeah, let's talk about Game of Thrones, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Of course, this is coming to us fairly soon, not too long actually. And we have some updates here from the showrunner. as they were talking about it. I believe they showed a little bit of this at New York Comic Con as well. But we got some updates here to look forward to. Says the new prequel series, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, will release January 18th on HBO, and it's only 6 episodes long. 6 episodes. So not gonna be that much. Right? So that's interesting. And I mean, January is right around the corner, right? 2 months. We can wait that. Well, now, first of all, I need to know where's House of the Dragon. I need to know, is House of the Dragon coming out first? I hope it does. I think they're done filming and stuff. I need that to come out first so we can get some resolutions. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, but they already spoiled the ending. I don't remember. Okay. I know Joffrey supposedly spoiled it or whatever. I don't remember, and I don't want to remember. I know the Targaryens fall. I get that. But at the same time, I want to know how the show is going to show us what happens. But we do have some. There was an interview with one of the showrunner of the series, and they do have a couple of updates here for us about what we can expect from the series. So one thing that we can expect is that this show, from what I'm seeing here, is going to be very different compared to Game of Thrones, compared to House of the Dragon. This ain't it. This ain't it. All right. So first off, in case you was like me and you was jamming to that beginning, no, ain't no opening title sequence. They just gonna start off. Just that's it. Ain't no animations, ain't no little board pieces, ain't no little tapestries and arch and stuff. Nothing. It's just cold opens. Show starts. So I guess that's one way that they about to show y'all this is gonna be different. It says here that it's a clear signal to audiences that they're about to experience something different than what they're used to. This is more like a snackable, character-driven story set in the world of Game of Thrones. The showrunner goes on to say all decisions came down to Dunk trying to channel the type of person he is into every aspect of the show, even the title sequence. And this is from Ira Parker, who was a former writer on House of the Dragon and co-creator of this series with George R.R. Martin. Now, goes on to sit here and say Dunk, so that's Dunk right there. Dunk is a squire to a hedge knight, a wandering defender of the realm, unbound to any specific lord or house. When his master dies, Dunk goes off to compete in the tourney at Ashford Meadow. At Ashford Meadow to earn some coin, setting in motion certain events that will have ripple effects for the larger world. With a wooden shield, a rope repurposed as a sword hilt, and 3 horses who he regularly converses with, Sir Dunk soon meets Egg, a bald-headed little boy who's determined to squire for him. Okay. Next up, it says A Night of the Seven Kingdoms takes place well after the events of House of the Dragon, though it's no spoiler to say that the show's Targaryen civil war leads to the decimation of that empire and the eventual extinction of dragonkind. With the rise of Dunk, we're just over 50 years after the death of the last dragon, but they're saying here that that wasn't even much of a dragon anyway. So I'm guessing it's like one of those rink-a-dink wish-looking dragons. And it says here that nobody at this time and period, nobody's thinking about magic. The showrunner further explains. So this is interesting because if you recall, when House of the Dragon took place, that was kind of like one of the this wasn't even like the peak era of magic and dragons or nothing, right? We was kind of already on the tail end, no pun intended, of the dragon magic era. So now we're kind of getting into the prequel era where in Game of Thrones, remember, if you started Game of Thrones from the beginning, nobody really believed in magic, and dragons was kind of like a whole thing that just didn't make a lot of sense. They were like, what? Dragons? Ain't nobody checking for no dragons. Dragons ain't been flying around for hundreds of years, right? So, like, all that stuff, we're finally starting to get that perspective of when people just stop caring about those type of uh, extra type of special things or mystical things. So it says here that viewers will always stick with Dunk, Egg, and this lower rim of Westeros society, the armorers, the performers, the barmaids, and the whores, and the like. So this is definitely going to be much more ground level than anything else. We're not dealing with the royals. We're not dealing with the upper class. We're not dealing with wizards. We're not dealing with nothing. No witches, nothing. So it says here also that the Targaryen name has clearly lost a lot of its luster in the eyes of the small folk. It says 50 years on from the dragons, people are starting to ask the question, well, why are the Targaryens why are we still letting them in power? They ain't got no dragons. Because keep in mind, the dragons is how they got in power in the first place. That's how they conquered the 7 kingdoms or realms or whatever, right? So they ain't got no dragons. Ain't nobody checking for them like that. It says here they normally would maybe wouldn't even have bothered with this backwater little town in the middle of the reach, but they, because they're going to this tourney, I believe, but they do because they have to be seen as still in charge. Now, George R. Martin, who we all know ain't writing a dang on thing anymore, he ain't finishing that book, came out with glowing praise for Parker's take on a Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, writing in a blog post that he loved all 6 of the season 1 episodes. So my man had all the time in the world to watch all 6 episodes, but not write 6 pages to that final book. What is it? What is it? I always forget what it is. He ain't finishing that book. It's not going to happen. So anyway, I have to say that, like, this is definitely an interesting choice for them to depart from what we're used to when it comes to Game of Thrones, anything. Winds of Winter, thank you. We're used to all the drama and the politics of the higher, the hierarchy and the higher realms, the more upper echelon people in this world. And now it seems like we about to be hyper focused on just this very ground level character and all the people in this world. So it's definitely a risk, but I'm no longer doubting the Game of Thrones folks. I'm no longer doubting HBO when it comes out with these things. One thing that kind of gives me a little bit of hope is the fact that they have canceled other things that they are like, this isn't good enough. And I respect that. I respect the fact that they at least are putting stuff out there that they believe should be at a certain quality that is worth our time. And you know what? HBO has not missed, not terribly yet. So I'm with this. I'm down for it. I'm interested. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they give us. So this is only coming out in January. They did say that it's only 6 episodes. I heard that these are also short episodes. I heard that these episodes are like 30 minutes. Listen, unless y'all about to give us these episodes like 2 at a time, don't play with me. Don't play with us giving us 30 minutes, 26 minutes. Listen, Disney tried that crap. Don't do that with us. Please. If you're going to make me wait a whole week, y'all better have a whole lot of stuff going on. Anyway, y'all let me know how you feeling about A Night in the Seven Kingdoms. Is this something you're still looking forward to? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, Kat, I'm gonna save your comment once we get a little closer to that topic, because we are going to be in that we will be dealing with that anyway. So hold tight with that. Why is this highlighted? Hold on. What is going on? This is weird. Why is that highlighted? Hey, real quick, do you guys see the comments highlighted on the screen? Does it show that it's highlighted for you? Anybody see that? Does it show like right down there? Is everything highlighted or not? Just wondering if that's just me or not. It does. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Um Maybe I need to refresh the screen. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. We back. We good, right? Okay, we're back. All right, cool. See, fixed. We're all good. Love it. All right, let's get into our next topic. Let's talk about Gambit. So, as many of you know, we've seen Gambit in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. And you know what? It was a fun little time, right? Channing Tatum finally was able to play the role that he's been begging to play for years, and he got his chance. And it was great. It was fine. Everybody got their little hat laughs, you know. He finally made a name for himself, all that good stuff, right? But oh my God, this man, for the longest, has forever wanted to make a standalone Gambit movie. And he also wanted to do this. This was going to be under the Fox, when Fox was running things. And I have been at least happy that it has not happened. Mainly because I didn't like the direction Fox was going in with the X-Men and their characters and stuff. I thought the movies were not all that great. There were some good ones, but for the most part, Fox was not doing a good job with the X-Men. So he did say he was in this interview and they started talking about Gambit, and he kind of gives us basically a glimpse of what you probably could have expected in his Gambit movie. And listen, I don't know if the kids are around or not. I know it's getting a little late. Mine are in bed already. But yeah, so just FYI, just FYI. But here's what he had to say about when the Gambit movie came up, and when they started talking about his character. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I gotta reshare this. I didn't know it canceled it. Okay, there it is. All right. So here's what he had to say when they asked him about Gambit. He said, listen, if fans really want it, I think there's a world where Gambit could finally get his due. Okay. When asked whether the long lost Gambit movie could ever rise from the ashes, Tatum smirks. He says, look, if we'd made our Fox version, that script would have never gotten made, ever. It was an R rated romantic comedy. And when I say R rated, I mean we went for it. We made Gambit the kind of character who could only exist in a movie with Deadpool. We had mutants having the bound chicka wow wow. It was wild, full on. That's something Marvel and Disney would never do. You don't know, you don't always know what Disney will be, but you definitely know what it's not going to be. It's not going to be horror. It's not going to be bound chicken wow wow. But I think Marvel needs that kind of tonal diversity, something to balance the other side. Gambit's a great opportunity for that. There's so much you can do with him, and he's slowly being built into the Marvel psyche. It's fascinating, and I think one day they'll figure it out. All right. So here's the thing. Marvel has kind of already dipped their toes into that realm of things. I remember I was watching, I think it was Iron Man. I think it was either Iron Man or Iron Man 2. And I remember watching it with my daughter, who, at the time, she was a little bit younger, right? She was, I think she was like 13, 14, something like that. And I remember one scene where Tony Stark was in bed and had two women in there. I was sitting there, I was like, I mean, I get it for me as an adult. Like, I was watching this and I was like, yeah, Tony is a playboy. Ha ha ha. But then as a father, I'm watching this. I'm like, close your eyes. You don't need to see that. Close your eyes, right? Close your eyelids. So it's I just think that, like, I don't think it's necessary to show that. I think that you can insinuate it, obviously, right? Like, if you're going to have a movie um with Gambit, Rogue, Magneto, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to show it. You could just be like, "Oh, look at Rogue walking out of Magneto's room and Magneto got a robe on." You can imply it. You don't have to show it. You can imply it, right? So I'm okay with the MCU kind of sort of evolving a little bit, but Channing Tatum's Gambit is not the answer. I'm sorry. Sir, the ship has sailed. If again, and I'll say this like I said it before, if you want to have a moment where this character shows up in not Infinity War, in Doomsday, he shows up, maybe even in Secret War, fine. After that, respectfully go away. Respectfully. Okay? And this is no slight to you at all. It's about the bigger picture for the MCU. The MCU needs to reboot, start anew, and go in a different direction. Okay? It does not need to go back and try and reclaim stuff that basically is on shaky grounds. We did the multiverse thing. And with the multiverse, yes, you can have a little fun, but that's what these two new movies are for. After that, they have to start off with a brand new set of X-Men that ain't got nothing to do with Channing Tatum's version. Nothing. And move forward with that. So, listen, I under no circumstances do I need a Channing Tatum movie. Again, if he wants to get featured, that's fine. But I'm not missing this. This is not one of those situations where I'm like, oh man, we could have had this really dope Gambit movie, but we did it. And you wanted a romantic comedy? No, thank you. No, thank you. But I don't know. That's just my take. Y'all let me know. What do you think about the woulda, coulda, shoulda romantic X-rated, R-rated Gambit movie starring Channing Tatum? Is that something you would have wanted to see? Is this something you still want to see? Listen, if you want to see a Magic Mike Gambit, that's on y'all. Okay, that's on y'all. I'm not. No, thank you. I don't want it. Right? Unless Magneto's in there and he's about to steal his girl. Now, if Magneto's in there being a problem, now you might have my attention. Now you might have my attention. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hold on one sec. Oh, snap. Look at this. Blast from the past. Low key. Thank you so much for the $30 cash app. Sending some love right back to you. Hopefully you and the family are doing well. Says happy Sunday, E-Man. Happy Sunday, right back to you. Thank you so much. Oh, she here. Hold on, she here. Do I see her? Hold on. I thought I saw her in the comments. Come on through, low key. There she go. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate you always. Sending some love right back to you and the family. Appreciate you. Right. Let's move on. Do we want to do that now? Hold on. Let me see. Ooh, JM, what you got? Just cast Austin Butler as Gambit. Sorry, Mr. Tatum. I'm fine with that. I don't know if he can do the accent, if he can or not. But here's the thing: I don't need Austin Butler to play Gambit. If he gets it and he could do it, I'm fine with it. But I'd be okay if they actually just found a whole nother actor that could just play the role, right? If you find someone that's a little bit more unknown and he actually could, because the thing is, I'm under the belief that Gambit is a bigger character than most actors nowadays, right? Austin Butler doesn't need to play Gambit. He can go be in Heat 2, he can go play XYZ roles, he'll be fine. But if you get another actor who's good, who can do the Cajun, the Southern accent, and all of that stuff, and he's good, he's physical, he can do all of that stuff, that guy can grow into the role, similar to how nobody was checking for Tom Holland until he really became Spider-Man, right? And over time, he grew into that character. Same thing with Chris Hemsworth. We wasn't checking for him until he was Thor. So I think you got a similar path with a popular character as Gambit, where you don't need an A-list actor for that. You can go get someone who can grow into the role and they can actually become they can grow with it over time. And you can probably go, because it sounds like they're going younger with the X-Men anyway. So you can go get you a 20-some-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Like a younger guy, have him play the role. You can do that. But thank you so much for that, Jay, and I appreciate you. Do we want to do the updates or do we want to do trailers? Let's do the updates. Yeah, since we're here on the MCU stuff anyway. All right, so New York Comic Con just hit, and because of that, we got a bunch of different updates for Marvel Animation and Marvel Television. So we didn't get anything for Marvel Studios in terms of like movies or whatnot, but we did get some updates on different shows and things that are coming our way. So we can go over a couple of those things. First and foremost, X-Men 97. It releases in the summertime of 2026 on Disney. Now, Brad Winderbaum, aka Kevin Feige Jr., the number 2 over there at Marvel, who is in charge of all the TV and Disney Plus stuff, he is already been telling us that, yo, we about to get X-Men 97. We about to get these other shows like every year, right? So we're getting these every year. Great. That fine. If that's what you want to do, I'm with it. I've already told y'all, this is going to get very slippery in terms of my anticipation. X-Men 97 is probably one of the best things to come out of Marvel after Endgame. It is one of the best things. This season, season 2, primarily, majority, if not all of it, was written by Bo DeMayo, right? You already know Bo DeMayo, former showrunner of X-Men 97, no longer, had a whole fallout with Marvel. Allegations were made on both sides. You can follow my previous videos on what was going on with that, but he's no longer a part of it. I've told y'all this before, and I'll tell you again, I am concerned. The reason why I'm concerned is because you've got the writer who just did the 3rd season of What If. I think Michael Leslie, I think his name is. He's writing this this series for season 3. And I believe he did a couple overwrites or rewrites for season 2. I just get the feeling that Marvel's like, we don't want to keep giving Bo credit. I just feel like that, because let's be honest, if you've been following Bo DeMayo online, which I have, he's not shy about speaking up about everything when it comes to how Marvel works or his experience or his perspective on the show. So I'm a little nervous if they've now Bo DeMayo has said that the cast and crew have fought to preserve a lot of the stuff that Bo already did. So hopefully we get more of Bo's work because that's what's been working, right? Bo's work was phenomenal for the MCU in Matthew Chauncey. Thank you. He's the new guy. Appreciate the correction. I think Michael Leslie is the one doing the movie. I think he's doing the X-Men movie. I get them kind of mixed up. But Matthew Chauncey, if what you gave us in What If Season 3 is what you about to put in X-Men 97, that is equivalent to putting raisins in potato salad. Because whatever the hell What If Season 3 was, I don't want no parts of that touching my food in X-Men 97. I don't even want that on the same plate. Go away, please. Go write a different show. Y'all listen, if they wanted to stop X-Men 97 after season 2 because of the fallout with Bo DeMayo, I'd be fine with that. As much as I don't want y'all ruining a good thing. I don't want it. And yes, Bo DeMayo put all the flavor and all the seasoning and all the peppers and all the sprinkle, everything. He put all the good stuff. He put that Lawry's on that sucker. And it was flavorful. Not too spicy, but spicy enough. Had enough kick. Y'all about to have some boiled chicken on this X-Men. I don't want that. Who eats boiled chicken? Is that something y'all do? I don't know if people do that for real, but it feels like it is. Anyway, that's my only concern with season 2 and season 3, because they said they're working on season 3. We'll see what happens, though, but confidence is waning. The confidence is waning. Moving on. Daredevil season 2 will release March 2026 on Disney Plus. Listen, I feel like we're gonna be eating good come 2026. This next year, we're gonna have some good movies and TV shows. It's gonna be hard to keep up. But I like the fact that we got stuff back to back. We got Invincible. We got this coming up. We got a whole bunch of things to look forward to. I'm with this. So we got that. And I believe season 3, they're already shooting. They're already, in the process with it. So they are already on deck with the Daredevil. And I've already told y'all, one of the reasons why I'm confident in this Daredevil is that while season 1 was a patchwork type of job, they came in, they had episodes already kind of shot. It wasn't all that good. And then they came in and fixed it with the same crew that did the Daredevil, that did the Punisher series on Netflix. And you could tell the better episodes were that. Now that they got a season that they could just shoot from scratch and they can do it from their perspective, I'm looking forward to more of that. So I do have hope for Daredevil Born Again season 2, and more specifically season 3. And we can also get this too. It says Born Again season 2 and Spider-Man Brand New Day are connected. We don't want to spoil anything, but it is very much it very much exists in the same world, and it is important. So I like that. More than likely, what they're referring to is, Mayor Fisk, aka Kingpin. He's Spider-Man's mayor too, right? And last I checked, Spider-Man is a vigilante, and Mayor Fisk don't like them vigilantes none. And we also know Spider-Man Brand New Day will have the Punisher in there, and it's gonna have the Hulk. So having those little elements be throughout the show, I like it. So we'll have to wait and see how all this connects. And this kind of gives me just a little bit of that old school feeling of when Marvel used to have stuff connect from the movies, now from the TV shows, but hopefully in a more meaningful way. Hopefully. So I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to this. And this also gives me confidence that they're going to keep Spider-Man street level, right? The biggest thing, and we've talked about that before, was how Sony wanted to go back to the well. Let's bring all the multiverse Spider-Man back. Let's make this an Avengers Endgame type of thing. We want that No Way Home money all over again. And Tom Holland and Kevin Feige was like, hey, reportedly, chill out. Spider-Man is a street level hero. That's where he shines. He don't need to be in outer space fighting aliens. He doesn't need a multiverse thing. Stop it. Stop it. And here's the thing. Spider-Man can still make you that $1 billion just flying on the streets of New York. He doesn't have to do all that extra stuff if you want that kind of money. Just make the story good, make it personal, make him go through some drama, and you'll be fine. You will be fine. So I'm with this. I like it, and I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man season 2 that is going to release in fall of 2026. This also, I believe, is going to have another season every year. So I like this. I'm cool with it. I watched a couple. I watched the season. It's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't say that it's like the best Spider-Man animation I've ever seen. I'm still a little iffy on the actual animation. Not a huge fan of it, but I did like how they made a couple different changes. I love Coleman Domingo as Norman. You know, I think he is a great Norman in this case. I like the different angles that they've taken with the story and the character origins. They've changed it just a little bit. So, you know, I'm okay with that. Also, in case you haven't watched it, they do have a couple cameos, and Daredevil was one of those cameos, and he will return in season 2, but this time he'll wear his classic red costume, and I'm here for that too, because Daredevil came in and was like, Spider-Man, let me teach you something. Matt Murdock came in and was like, oh, you a little boy, you just a little boy with these little spider powers and stuff. That's cute. Watch this. Bang, 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 bang. Daredevil was done properly in this role. I absolutely enjoyed him. They nailed him perfectly in this. So having him come back is absolutely solid. I'm here for that. But this is probably something that will definitely get my interest. Venom will appear in your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man season 2. I am very curious to see how they go about this. All I hope for, because again, they could make this in different angles, they can do this in different ways. I understand that. But all I hope for is that they make sure, however they do Venom, this Venom is just going to be like, yo, whatever's going on, I want that business with Spider-Man on site. That's what I need. I need that on-site rivalry between Spider-Man and Venom. I don't care how it is. I don't care what they do with it. All I need to know is that when Venom hits the scene, he wants to make Spider-Man's life a living hell. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear. Hopefully, that's what we will get when they do this, for season 2. So we'll have to wait and see how they go about that. I'm here for it either way. So hopefully that will be the route that they go, and maybe show Sony what they were missing out on. Maybe we'll see. What else do we have? So we also have finally some updates on the long talked about series Vision Quest. So Vision Quest is still happening, and we got the first logo for it. Paul Bettany was there. They were talking about it at New York Comic Con, and it looks like that's actually going to happen. Now we have a couple things that is going to happen in this, that or at least we got a couple details here. It says here that James Darcy is going to come back as Jarvis, but in human form in Vision Quest. Now, remember, he was the actual Jarvis back in the 70s in Agent Carter. And I want to say he was also in Infinity War, right? No, in Endgame when Tony went back in the past and whatnot. So that's kind of interesting that they're trying to make this in human form. I believe that that's not all of it, though. We do have some more details about it. And it says here the first details for Vision Quest. So, White Vision has all of the memories of the original Vision, but he struggles to connect with the emotions. Also, Ultron, Friday, Edith, Dummy, remember that was the robot from Iron Man 1 and 2, and Jarvis are all going to appear and have human forms. This also will be releasing on Disney Plus in 2026. So, I'm just, I don't know how this is going to work. Again, maybe we just need a trailer. Maybe it'll explain it a little bit better. I don't know why these things are going to have human forms. I don't know. Maybe it is a cost thing. Of course. And by the way, they said Ultron. James Spader will officially return as Ultron in Vision Quest. He will also play a human form of Ultron in the series. So again, what are we talking about? What is happening? So everybody's like gonna download themselves into human body. Like, is everybody having? I'm confused. So maybe we just. I mean, I'm sure this is cheaper, right? I'm sure it's cheaper. You don't have to do CGI and makeup on everybody. You can just be like, "Oh, you're a robot. You're a robot. Everybody's a robot." Whatever. But I I guess we'll just have to wait and see what they do. But you guys, let me know. Are you still interested in Vision Quest? Are you looking forward to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil, or X-Men 97? Feel free to let me know whatever you think about these New York Comic-Con updates for the MCU in the comments down below. Cat, the next X-Men 97, The Age of Apocalypse, is going to be dark. So dark that some of your best characters are going to die. Your thoughts? I'm here for it. There was we talked about that last week where one of the actors said that it was like one of the darkest things and they couldn't believe that Marvel was doing this. Here's my thoughts on this. Basically, we know that they're going to be dealing with time travel. Time travel removes a lot of the sting from character deaths or whatever. So to me, it's going to be similar to probably what happens in Avengers Doomsday. You about to have all of these situations where you have multiverses, you have timelines and all of that. Yeah, people going to die, but people probably also going to come back because time travel, you know. Now, the real challenge is going to be, can they capture the level of emotion that happened at Genosha? Because that right there, that was a lot, especially with Gambit. Oof, man, that was a lot. So I'm here for it. I'm always here for the darker stuff, especially when they do that with the MCU. I have no problem with them growing up with things, but let's go for it. Listen, I remember when the first X-Men animated season came out and Morph died. I thought that was dark as a kid. I was like, he ain't gonna come back. What's he doing? And it's so funny because I saw somebody point this out online, and I'm mad that I didn't consider this. You got to go back and look at why Morph died. Morph died pushing Wolverine out the way of like a Sentinel blast. Why didn't I think about this? That had to have been one of the dumbest things anybody could have done. Wolverine has literally lived through actual explosions. I want to say a nuclear bomb blast. This man's healing factor is Morph. You ain't got no healing factor. What are you saving? I'd have been like, Logan, watch out. All right, I'm gonna go over here. Logan, watch out. Logan, dang, you got blasted. All right, hurry up and heal. We got to get out of here. All right, you done healing? All right, bro, let's go. What are you doing? Now, again, as a kid, it did the job. I didn't think about that at the time. Now I'm looking back and I'm like, damn, Morph, you died for nothing. You died for the one character that didn't need no saving. Nobody ever has to save Wolverine from anything. Anyway. Puma, what you got? Do you think the Smashing Machine or Magazine Dreams beat Sinners for Oscar nominations? Want Jonathan Majors and Leo to do a Heat in the Night. So I don't think maybe I'll get a little too controversial with this. I don't think, at least from what I've seen and from what I've heard, I don't know if Sinners is going to get the love that it deserves. When I go talk to other critics and people in the press, I hear them talk far more, because keep in mind, it's people in the industry, not just critics, but also actors, directors, producers. These are the people that do the nominations, not fans, not box office, none of that. It's people in the industry. And I don't talk to all the people in the industry. I can only talk to other critics and other journalists. That's my circle, right? What worries me is that I've seen far more attention go to something like One Battle After Another, the Leonardo movie, rather than something like Sinners. I haven't heard anyone talk about Magazine Dreams. I haven't heard anyone talk about the Smashing Machine, not in the most positive way. So, not to mention, I've also heard, which is kind of messed up, I've also heard that Sinners didn't even get played in certain areas to be reviewed. So to this day, there are still critics or journalists or people out there that are like, I haven't seen Sinners yet. What's Sinners? So when I hear stuff like that, it reminds me of what happened with Get Out. It reminds me of how Get Out didn't get the attention and the love that it should have gotten, because some people in the industry was like, that's not for me, or I'm not even going to bother to watch it. So I will say that yes, Sinners, I don't know if it's been submitted, but I do know that there is going to be a push for an Oscar run, right? So they will get that push. I'm just afraid that you will get a stronger push from One Battle After Another. From what I've heard anyway, a lot of people are like, oh, Paul Thomas Anderson, he's been nominated so many times, but he's never won. So you might have a you might have a Jamie Lee Curtis situation happen where people are going to be like, oh, it's just his time. So therefore, we should have, maybe Ryan Coogler gets nominated, right? Maybe Sinners gets nominated. I don't think it will, but maybe it does. I don't see it winning. I think more people in the industry love Paul Thomas Anderson. Again, whatever. And I think that's going to be your clear winner. Now, I haven't reviewed One Battle After Another on this channel. I have watched the movie. I have reviewed it on the movie blog. Weapons, no, I don't even think Weapons is. I would nominate it, but I don't think Weapons is going to get that love either. But I think my only real take for One Battle After Another, I like the movie. It was entertaining. I just don't think it's the masterpiece that some people want it to be. So I enjoyed it. I liked it. There were a lot of things in there that worked for me. But, at the end of the day, I was just kind of like, I don't see that movie as being like revolutionary or transcendent for this year's crop of movies. And for me, I would also mention that, and I've made this argument to people too, Sinners did way more stuff than One Battle After Another ever did. Like, if you were to talk about the accomplishments and the challenges that both movies had to go through, Sinners, in my opinion, toppled that and did way more. So, yeah, I don't even think Mac is, just to answer your question, Puma, thank you so much for the support. I don't even think Smashing Machine or Magazine Dreams is even in the conversation. I don't think they will be in the conversation. If they are, good for them. They're not winning nothing. And even if they do, I don't even think it'll. I will be happy for any recognition Sinners gets, but I'm also setting myself up for disappointment that it's probably not going to win what I think it deserves to win, as well. So, there's that. Anywho, we have got two more things to talk about. We've got a couple trailers. We're going to do one trailer, then we'll end off with the Wonder Man trailer. So, first off, we have this one trailer for Mercy. Now, I believe this was we talked about like the concept behind this. This one stars Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson, and it was something about AI and like a crime or whatever. So they finally dropped the trailer. I was able to see that this trailer was not going to get me flagged, so I pulled it up. So I think we can watch it. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Hold on one second. Uh-oh.
For our new movie, Mercy.
No. Hold on. Chill out. Okay. All right. Got it up there. But of course we got to do this properly. Let's set up. All right. Now let's talk.
You're going to freak out when you see.
All right. Let's see what this trailer is all about. See if they if we are going to freak out or not. And check it out.
I'm Chris Pratt.
I'm Rebecca Ferguson.
You're going to freak out when you see the trailer for our new movie, Mercy. What the? Get me out of this chair.
Detective Raven, I'm Judge Maddox, and this is the Mercy Capital Court,
a judicial system powered by artificial intelligence.
Hold on, just wait a second.
With crime rates soaring, lawmakers voted for Mercy. By acting as judge, jury, and executioner, Mercy keeps our city safe.
I shouldn't be here. I helped create the Mercy program. I'm proud to have sent the first suspect for trial here, and I will continue to send more until the message is received.
Detective Raven, I know precisely who you are. You're before this court today charged with the murder of your wife.
Oh my God.
Your guilt must fall below the 92% threshold, or you will be executed in precisely 90 minutes.
Time keeps on slipping,
loved my wife. I didn't hurt her.
Detective Raven, the city's municipal cloud is at your disposal. Every camera, cell phone, and database. You must gather evidence to exonerate yourself. If you are innocent, prove it.
I need to find out who killed my wife.
It's a classic crime of passion first, and it all points right at you. You don't get the
I'm not
mercy
leaving
trial
nothing
unless
to
you're
the
guilty.
I
imagination.
didn't hurt Mom, I swear to God. Show me everyone she had contact with. She was seeing someone. How's my guilt looking now?
It has risen
Oh my
to
God.
98%. You just provided me with a strong motive of why
I'm
you
guessing that was
murdered
a
her.
twist.
Good. Wow. Thank you for that.
Mr. Raven, the clock is ticking.
Tell me what Nick was up to.
She was stressed about work. She said some chemicals went missing.
The estimated street value would be in excess of $16 million.
Why are
Do
y'all
you
giving
honestly
so much
think that I
away?
killed my wife? Or were you just programmed wrong? I need to walk the scene.
No, I have something here.
This is a terrorist's handbook.
Get out. Get out of there.
Mr. Raven, you're running out of time.
Chris, what do you got it into? There's a bomb in that truck.
It's heading downtown.
This was never about my wife. This was about me and you.
Melanie! Get me out of here!
Ab- 3D, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Y'all are not about to sit here and sucker us into a 3D movie for the no. First of all, this is absolutely Minority Report, which still is a banger. Still is a banger. Second of all, why would y'all give so much stuff away in the trailer? This is the first trailer. Y'all know I usually tell y'all, watch that first trailer. Why would you give all these twists and turns out? Like, all you had to do was sit here and just be like, okay, he's on trial. He's got to prove himself. There's a deadline, time clock, and that's it. Y'all should have stopped this at 60 seconds. But y'all sat here and was like, oh, by the way, his wife was seeing somebody else. Oh, by the way, there was this money in this. And by the way, this was never about my wife. This is actually about you and me. Why are y'all giving away half of the movie? If not all of it. What more in the, and something tells me that deadline of 109, of 90 minutes or whatever, that's probably the runtime of the actual movie. So why would you give me like all these twists and turns? Like, this feels like y'all want me to watch this on streaming. And you gonna sit here and talk about some 3D? Those days are over. Those days are over. I'm not doing that. I was interested in the basic concept. This trailer is turning me off, though. Not gonna lie. The trailer is turning me off because what are we doing? Why are you telling me so much information? Y'all let me know, what did you think about this Mercy trailer? Are you interested? Are you curious? Will you go to the theater to watch it? Will you stream it? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Derek, Minority Report 2.0. I don't even want to give it that. This feel like Minority Report 1.5, maybe 1.2, because Minority Report was fantastic. That was something that deserved a sequel if it ever got one. That was back in the day when sci-fi felt truly advanced, and it dealt with themes that y'all gonna make me watch Minority Report again. Like, that was when I really remembered we was like, it felt like you was in a different time for real. This, I don't know what this is. I don't know. I need to move on. I'm sorry. I put a bad taste in my mouth. Let's talk about Wonder Man instead. All right. Wonder Man is out. They dropped us a trailer for it. I have been I can't say I'm excited for Wonder Man, but I can say I've been interested to see what they're going to do with it. Now, I've told y'all this before. I have been a fan of Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. The brother's great in the Aquaman movies as Black Manta. I always believed that he was where I really started to see his talent was in the Trial of the Chicago 7. I thought he did a great job in that supporting role. And even though Candyman probably wasn't the best movie, I thought he was fine. I thought he did a good job in that. So I was interested in seeing what he could do in Wonder Man, because again, we don't really know anything about Wonder Man. Now I know about the comics. I know that yes, they have obviously made this character black now, and you know that by the way, I don't want nobody sitting here saying don't discount this. Okay, Marvel has made this character black. Yes, Marvel could absolutely go portraying other original black characters. That is valid. But don't y'all sit here and be saying, oh, Marvel don't like black characters when they're literally giving y'all a black main character right now. You criticize them when they're wrong, give them credit when they got credit. Yes, they could do better, but they are doing something. And again, I look at all the other studios, I don't see them making that much of an effort. They put black characters as supporting cast. You know what? Let me not even get into that. Let's get more so into the actual video. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay. Let's see. Wonder Man. I think this is it. Hope it is. Yes. Okay. So let's pull this one up and see what they have for us. Okay, here is Wonder Man. Let's check it out.
The entertainment world is stunned today when internationally celebrated and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovac sprung out of retirement to sign on for a remake of Wonder Man. Mr. Von Kovac, could you tell us more?
Everyone is tired of superheroes. There is an opportunity to reimagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Have you thought about casting?
So, what's this big audition you were talking about?
It's a huge opportunity. I'm auditioning for Wonder Man.
Did you hear about Wonder Man? I need to be in this movie.
Sorry, you crazy.
I was born to play this character.
Are you serious? Boo, they are already talking to Leo.
You just gotta go out there and crush it.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to come up with a backstory for the character.
Well, trust the words. Just show up and say them.
That's not my process.
Well, your process can go blow a spider.
The guy's killing it in there, bro.
Where have I seen him before?
Pretty sure he used to be a terrorist.
Next!
You can slate whenever you're ready.
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Listen to me, Simon. The callback is happening now. Just be normal.
Normal man. The breakdown is go method.
Come in. Mr. Kovac will meet you in the living room.
So you all here to meet Von Kovac?
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. I want to explore the place between fiction and non-fiction.
That's tight.
We are going to make the last movie on Earth. No one will have the balls to make another. And action!
Any news from Von Kovac?
There is news you'll be the first to know.
Unless you call me again, in which case I will never tell you.
8 episodes?
The entertainment.
Okay. Okay. So from what I've heard, I heard that basically he's an actor trying to play this role, and eventually he does actually get superpowers. I'm gonna be honest. this trailer ain't really moving me. But I'm curious how much this is going to dip into having meta commentary. I get the feeling that they know that we know Wonder Man is traditionally a white character. They're making him black character or a black actor to play him. And I wonder if they're kind of using that as part of the story in itself. I don't think this trailer is going to be the best selling point. I'm getting a little bit of She-Hulk vibes from it. I'm lukewarm on Trevor Lattery or whatever his name is. But I will give them credit for trying something different. And I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say that, like, you know, you have to take a risk. Sometimes you have to listen. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. But it looks like they're taking a risk. And it looks like this is also going to be one of those series that everyone in the industry will like. Right? Because Hollywood loves watching Hollywood. They love watching old Hollywood. They love, you know, things that talk about Hollywood. So to see the life of an actor go through auditions, work with their agent, you know, go through, get a role, and all of those type of things, it feels like something that Hollywood would love to see. The real challenge is going to be, will we care? Right? Do we, as everyday regular people, do we care about what actors, studios, directors, do we care about all that stuff? Because again, when you sign up for an MCU movie or an MCU TV show, you want to see comic booky type of stuff, right? You want to see things that kind of push our imagination. Do we want to see drama? Sure. Do we want to see some action? Absolutely. Do we want to see some superpowers and all of that? Yes. None of that seems to be promised based off of this trailer. So I could totally understand how this trailer might not appeal to everyone, but I'm wondering, how long is it going to take? Because I feel like that's going to be the big question. When does this brother get powers? Because if he don't get powers by episode 2, I'm wondering if people are going to be like, nah. And it's 8 episodes on top of that? Dang. All right. I thought there was going to be a little bit more to this, but, you know, we'll see. I mean, we have seen, what was that Seth Rogen show, The Studio? Oh, I haven't watched it, but I remember it got a lot of awards. It got a lot of awards because, again, it was mirroring a lot of the stuff in Hollywood. So I wonder if something like this will do something similar. You know, I mean, they talked about superhero movie fatigue, right? So that right there tells me that, like, okay, we're poking fun and we're aware of what people are saying online, and we're about to try and maybe tackle that in some way. I don't know. Guys, what did y'all think about the Wonder Man trailer? Did it move you? Did it get you? Is this something that you're looking forward to? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. JN, need a Wonder Man Funko Pop? Judging from the trailer, this series will focus on dialogue, satire, and potentially be in the Emmy conversation. I think you're right. I do not think that, you know, Wonder Man's about to be out there fighting Thanos. You know, like, that does not seem like the case. This is definitely going to be street level, and by street level I mean LA level. Like, he's just gonna be out there and try. First of all, they said Leo is clearly in the MCU now. Leonardo DiCaprio will probably one day show up as himself because that's just what he is. Don't nobody else go by Leo. That's the only Leo that can be called Leo and people know who he is. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think that's exactly the lane they're going for. And maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's how it works. Chris, thank you so much. I think the trailer is the first 10 minutes. I'm thinking that it's probably that too. I think that would be ideal if this were just the first episode. I think that that would be the best case for this, where the first episode is just him trying to audition, and maybe after the first episode, maybe even second episode, that's where we get like, oh, here's a little weird stuff going on, whatever. So we'll see how that goes. But I think you're absolutely right. I think you're right. I think this is just the first couple minutes. And we'll see if they can spice it up. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that they're giving something worthwhile to Yaya, that he can take this and go a little bit further with it. But we'll see. All right, guys, that's it that's all I got for you guys tonight. I do want to tell you something, but I unfortunately can't say. I don't think I can say anything much. But for all you scary heads out there, you guys might not be able to do this, but we will cover Welcome to Derry. I cannot give you any reviews. I cannot give you a reaction. I cannot tell you what I think about the show. But what I can tell you is that we are going to cover that show. Okay? All right. So, anybody that's scary, anybody that's like, oh, don't do the clowns, that's fine. Go on somewhere else. But for those of us that can handle it, we are covering Welcome to Derry. Okay? We're covering it. I'm not telling you how I feel about it. So anyway, that's coming to HBO Max. That will be coming, I want to say October. I think it's next week. I think it's next week or a week after. But end of October, it's coming out. Yes, all I could tell you is we will cover it. Absolutely. Together. With the lights on. We will cover it with the lights on because we have to. So anyway, that is it. That's all I got for you guys. I want to thank you so much. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the week until we see each other next Friday. Or maybe, I don't know. Are we? Yeah, I think we will. Anyway, thank you so much. You guys know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. Until next time, see you guys later. Peace.